Hello student, we'll see the next part under the lawful consideration. Under the first class, under the last video, we already discussed about the essentials of lawful consideration. Under that, first essential is over. Consideration is necessary for every contract. First one is over. Next, we'll see the second essential of the lawful consideration. That is it must move at the desire of the promiser. Must move at the desire of the promiser. An act constituting consideration must have been done at the desire of the promiser. An act done at the desire of the third party is not a consideration. The consideration have to be moved at the desire of the promiser, not by the any other person. See, for example, we'll see this particular essential with the example. A saves B's goods from fire without being asked to do so. A saves the but A saves his goods. A cannot demand payment. Under this example, A cannot demand payment for his services since he has done that job, not the desire of the request of a B. Okay, so consideration is a must when it moves at the desire of the promiser. Under this, A saves the B's goods. A saves the B's goods from the fire, but without being asked to do so. B is not asking to save his goods from fire with B, A. So A cannot demand the payment under this. Okay. This is it must be moved at the desire of the promiser. It should not move at the desire of the promisee. It must be move at the desire of the promiser. Okay. Under this, one more case law is there. There is Durga Prasad versus Baldev. We'll see the under the next video. Okay, Durga Prasad versus Baldev. Okay, next one, see, it may move from the promisee or any other person. The consideration may move from the promisee or any other person. Under this, it may move from the promisee or any other person. The consideration may move from the promisee or any other person. Consideration from a third party or stranger to the consideration is also a valid consideration. But consideration can move from the in the side of the promiser. From the side of promiser have to be move the consideration, not any other person. But in the side of the promisee, the consideration from the both the side, right? But under the side of promiser, you have to move the consideration. Without the promisee, the promisee can move the consideration, or the any other third person can also move the consideration. So consideration from a third party or stranger to the consideration is also a valid consideration. However, the stranger to the consideration will be able to sue only if there is a party to the contract. But the stranger to the consideration will be able to sue only if he is a party to the contract. Okay. Under the English law, a stranger to the consideration cannot sue on the contract. But under the Indian law, a stranger to the consideration, as was held in the above case law, can sue on the contract provided he is a party to the contract. However, under the English law and Indian law, a stranger to the contract, a person who is not a party to the contract cannot sue upon it. But under the English law, a stranger to the consideration cannot sue. But under the Indian law, a stranger to the consideration can sue on the particular case contract. Okay. Next, see, consideration may be positive or negative. The consideration may be in the positive act or in the negative act. Okay. Positive act means to do something. Negative means not to do something. For example, see, A promised to pay 5,000 to B on the delivery of goods worth rupees 5,000. A promised to pay 5,000 rupees to B for the goods received from the B. Okay, this is the positive, right? In this example, there is a positive consideration. A is going to be 5,000 and B is going to give goods rupees 5,000. On the other hand, A's promise of not filing negative, not to do something, right? Now A's promise not to filing a suit against B, A debtor, on B's promise to pay 1000. If the A promised to B that A is not going to sue on B if B is going to give 1000 more than the due amount. 1000 more than the due amount if A is not going to file a suit against the B. This is the negative, not to do something. If he is not going to sue, means he is going to give the 1000 rupees. That is the negative consideration. Okay, consideration may be positive way to do something or not to do something, that is negative. Next we will see, it may be past, present or future. This one is we already discussed, right? There are three types of consideration. Consideration may be in the past, may be in the present or in the future. Consideration may be a past, present or future act or absistence. Unlike in English law, under the Indian law, the first consideration is also perfectly valid. When consideration by a party for a present promise was given in the past before the date of performance of the promise is said to be a past consideration. Before the forming of the contract, consideration is paid means or exchanged means, that is the past consideration. When the consideration is given simultaneously at the time of the formulation of the promise means, that is the at the same time means that is the present. And when the consideration from one party to another party is to pass subsequently to the making the contract, means the consideration from one party to another party not paid or not exchanged at the time of the formulation of the promise or contract, it's paid or exchanged. See the sixth one, if it need not to be adequate, it need not to be adequate. Consideration means something in return, right? It is not necessary that the something need be equal in the value with something given. It should not be equal to the value what we received. For example, we give the amount of particular person A sold his second hand TV to another person for rupees, the worth of the TV is 5000, but the particular person B paid only 3000. Okay, worth is 5000 but he paid 3000 and A is ready to accept that 3000 only. In that case also it is valid consideration, means it should not be a need not to be adequate. It should not be a necessary that the something need to be equal in value with something given. It should not be equal to the value what is given, but if it is not equal also it is a adequate, need not to be adequate. Inadequate consideration does not render a contract void. The law only insists on the presence of consideration and not the adequacy of it. Adequacy is not required, but consideration should be there, but it may be equal to the value what received or may not be equal to the value what received. Okay. For example, say, yes agrees to sell his house worth rupees 50 lakh to R for just for 10 lakhs. The value of the house is 50 lakhs, but he is ready to sell it for the 10 lakhs. It is also a valid consideration. Next one, see, it must be real and not illusory. Consideration need not be adequate. But it should be a real. It must not be illusory or uncertain. It becomes unreal or invalid. So consideration must be in real. For example, say if A promises B to run at 100 kilometers per hour if B pays 10,000, whether it is possible to run 100 kilometers per hour, it is not possible, right? So if A promise B to run 100 kilometers per hour, is ready to run 100 kilometers per hour if B pays 10,000. It is not possible to run. It's impossible in manner, right? It's not a valid consideration. Next one, performance of an existing obligation is no consideration. Performance of an existing obligation. If a performance for the existing obligation if a person has the already has some liability or he has some obligation, he is going to performing for that particular obligation means it is not a cannot considered as a consideration. He is performing for the past obligation or the present performing for the already existing obligation or liability. That is cannot considered as the consideration. The performance of an act by a person who is already bound to perform, already is bound to perform that particular thing, it cannot considered as the consideration for the new promise. Okay, next one, it must not be illegal, immoral, or opposed to public policy. Particular consideration may be in the case in the form of cash or kind or do act, right? Cash, kind, or act, but it should not be in illegal way, it should not be immoral, and it should not be opposed to public policy. The contract to be enforceable must have a consideration which is lawful, moral, and not opposed to the public policy. In the following cases, is fraudulent when it is the particular contract or particular consideration is a law of fraud, when it involves injury to a person or property of another, whether the consideration involves the making the injuries to another person or property of the another person, and when it is immoral, and when it is against the public policy. These are the main examples for the unlawful. So consideration must be illegal, must not be illegal, not be immoral, or not to opposite to public policy. Means it should not be fraudulent, it should not make any injury to the person or property of any person, it should not be immoral, it's not the against the public policy, it should not be spoil the well-being of the society. Okay, these are the main essentials of the consideration. Okay, there are main 9 essentials under the considerations. Okay, under the first one there is one more sub point is there is no consideration, no contract. Okay, and second one, it must not be desire of the promiser. Third one, it may from the promisee or any other person. Fourth one, consideration may be positive or negative. Next one, it may be past, present, or future. Next one, it need not be adequate. Next, it must be real and not illusory. Next one, performance of an existing obligation is no consideration. Next one, it must not be illegal, immoral, or opposite to public policy. Okay, these are the main important essentials under the lawful consideration. Under this in the next class we'll one more topic is there under the consideration, we'll see that one, and we'll see one case law under the second one. It must move at the desire of the promiser. Second essential, under the second essential,